JRM Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of WPIAL High School Basketball, produced by JRM Video Productions.
On a cold night in Western Pennsylvania, the action heats up in the Steel City High School Hoops Showcase between the Peters Township Indians and the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders at Baldwin High School 5A Section Basketball on SportsNet Pittsburgh. And we welcome you courtside, Austin Bechtold alongside Rachel Zimmerman. Rachel, this is the start of the second round of section play, 5A Section 4 for the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders and the Peters Township Indians, with Peters Township having their sights set on potentially winning a Whitfield title, and they're led by one of the best players in the entire area, Natalie Wetzel.
Yeah, Natalie Wetzel's coming in, 6'3", Miami recruit, Miami, Florida, right? And she is averaging 22 points a game. She's going to be hard to guard for this Baldwin Highlanders team.
So Baldwin overall has been a little bit up and down this season. Very different compared to Peters Township that has not lost a game to a Whitfield opponent this year. Peters Township has lost to a team in Ohio and also played in a tournament in Florida. So when we talk about Natalie Wetzel, who's getting a little bit used to Florida from being down there playing for the Indians, she is one of the main stars, averaging over 20 points per game. In 15 games this season, she's been terrific, 1,000-point scorer in her career.
Unbelievable player. She's nominated for Pennsylvania Gatorade Player of the Year. So that's what we're working with. And Baldwin's going to find a way to stop her. And it's not just her. They have another 6'3" post player. So a lot of height on that side for Peters.
Daniela Radulovic also factoring in for Peters Township offensively, a 6'3" senior paired alongside Natalie Wetzel. For Baldwin, it's a shorter team compared to Peters Township, who's one of the taller teams in the area. And Lindsay Bernardis, the sophomore guard, has been a star for the Fighting Highlanders in her 2 years.
Yeah, I love how Lindsay Bernardis plays. She's averaging 14 points right now for her team and does a lot more than just that. She's the catalyst for her team, gets everybody involved. Coach Jamal Woodson really relies on her. He says he rides her hard, but gets a lot out of her, and looking for her to produce big time today.
Peters Township played a game at Pinkerton High School and lost 56-39 in a tournament just a couple of days ago in Ohio. But before that, the Indians had won games against Bethel Park, Uniontown, Albert Gallatin, Trinity. The first time that these two teams met was at Peters Township, and the Indians won it 64-42 in a game that Baldwin struggled in, and the size was a huge advantage for Peters.
Yeah, so look for a little bit of some different matchups that Peters saw earlier in December, right? Coach Jamal Woodson is looking to do a lot of man, but be prepared. He said he's not afraid to go away from what he's used to and do some zone matchup against them, just to give some different looks. He's going to put different matchups than they saw earlier, just trying to make sure that they reduce that high post, low post production that Peters is able to do with their size.
Jamal Woodson in his 5th season leading Baldwin. Steve Lamberio in his 3rd year coaching the Peters Township Indians. The starting lineups and tip-off are next on SportsNet Pittsburgh. Welcome back to Baldwin. Let's send it to our public address announcer, Brad Schulte, for the starting lineups. First for Peters Township.
A 6'3" senior forward, number 14, Natalie Wenzel. A 5'10" freshman wing, number 21, Jordan Welsh. A 5'6" freshman guard, number 24, Taylor McCullough. And a 6'3" post, senior number 44, Daniela Radulovic. The head coach of the Indians is Mr. Steve Limberio. And now the starting lineup for your Baldwin Fighting Highlanders. A freshman forward, number 35, Hannah Prula. A sophomore guard, number 1, Lindsay Bernardis. A junior guard, number 2, Julianne Ott. A junior guard, number 25, Isabella Niles. And a senior guard, number 3, Mary Vargo. The head coach of the Fighting Highlanders is Mr. Jamal Woodson.
For Peters Township at 13-2, overall 6-0 in 5A Section 4. Our GBU starting lineups as they go. Bree Morial wears number 2, a junior 5'6" guard. Natalie Wetzel, the star senior 6'3" forward, wears 14. Jordan Welsh wears 21, the freshman 5'10" wing, paired with Taylor McCullough. 2 freshmen in the starting lineup for Steve Limberio. She wears 24, the freshman 5'6" guard. And Daniela Radulovic, the senior 6'3" forward, wears number 44 for Coach Limberio. And for the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders, under the direction of Jamal Woodson at 8-7 in an even 3-3 in 5A Section 4, led by Lindsay Bernardis, the sophomore 5'6" guard. Jules Ott, the junior 5'6" guard, wearing number 2, averages just about 17-18 points per game. Mary Vargo, the senior 5'4" guard, wears 3, and the senior captain. Bella Niles, the junior guard, wears 25, and Hannah Prilla will jump it up, the freshman 5'10" forward, wearing number 35, with Baldwin in its home whites with purple numbers and purple trim. The road red uniforms with black and white trim for Peters Township, and it will be Wetzel and Prilla to jump it up. Wetzel with the height advantage and wins the tip back, and we're other way from Baldwin High School, with Peters Township attacking the right side basket as you see it. Radulovic with it and looking to try to set up Wetzel right away. We'll take a 3 at the left side wing that goes off the back of the rim. Long rebound corral by Peters Township.
I see Baldwin is in their standard man-to-man defense, but definitely doubling down, being aware of their post play.
Niles tries to get it to Ott. It's taken away, though, by Moriel. Waits for reinforcements, goes all the way to the basket, and puts it up and in.
I love that crossover, look away, and drive to the baseline. Great finish on Moriel's part.
Jules Ott with it for Baldwin. Vastly improved from her sophomore to junior season. The Fighting Highlanders averaging double digits. Gets it back from Mary Vargo and drives in. Now Bella Niles up top. Niles drives in, got it knocked away from her a couple times, was able to keep her dribble. Looks for Lindsay Bernardis, who has a lane. Bernardis spins and gives it to Hannah Prilla. Jump shot up and bounces off the mark. Wetzel with the rebound.
I love the pass, the extra pass for Bernardis down, just didn't go in. They are aware that the defense is definitely inside, hard to get.
Taylor McCullough high off the window and in. So 2 possessions for Peters Township have both come up with points and a 4-0 lead. Ott defended well by McCullough. Has to regroup. Looks for Prilla, almost traveled. Bounce passes to Prilla. And we'll reset with Niles.
Yeah, a lot of standing around right now by white jerseys.
Isabella Niles attacks the basket and is fouled. We'll shoot 2. Jordan Welsh with some contact on Niles' arm. We'll take another look at the drive as Niles is quick to attack the basket.
Isabella Niles, coach, talks a lot about her, saying she has really improved. She has a great mid-range game, which is going to be really helpful for this team in case they go against a zone matchup. Really attacks it well. She's very sweet, and she's Clearly the team mom is what he called her.
And she is a captain for Baldwin, too. Missed the first free throw and is able to get the second one to rattle in.
Right after this make, you can see Baldwin does like man-to-man, but they're in a 1-3-1 zone. Great ball movement by Peters.
Wetzel through the defense, right hand, left side, can't score. Prilla clears. Up the floor goes Bernadas. Lindsey Bernadas, left-handed guard, loses it. And up the floor to McCullough. McCullough gives it over to Wetzel. Wetzel gets it knocked away by Niles. Jules Ott gives it to Bernadas. Lindsey Bernadas to the left side of the floor, puts it up, can't finish. Rebound, Niles blocked on the way up by Radulovic. And a foul called on the rebound, Jordan Welsh hit the floor.
Really great sequence of events for Baldwin right there. Great, they got it done defensively, attacking here, got the look they wanted. Offensive boards was great. Unfortunately, you're gonna get blocked when you're going against a 6'3" post player.
Isabella Niles picks up her first. It's the first on Baldwin. One foul on either side.
Baldwin is back into their man-to-man defense.
Jamal Woodson wants to change it up a little bit and try to throw different looks at Peters Township, a team that beat Baldwin by over 20 points last time out. Niles tries to knock it away from Radulovic. Swung back around to Moriel. Open look right near the Baldwin bench and off a couple of hops. Can't go for well. Second chance at it though. Peters Township still can't convert.
I think definitely Baldwin has an advantage with their speed and athleticism over the size and strength that Peters brings today.
Niles gives it up to Ott inside the paint. And the height advantage for Peters Township so evident. With Radulovic 6'3", Wetzel 6'3".
Yeah, they definitely, they're going away from that size. Good follow.
And playing on the perimeter might be Baldwin's strength tonight as Niles drives all the way in and looks to kick it out to Bernadas. Bernadas drives in. Wild shot, no good. Wetzel with another rebound. Able to clear it up the floor to McCullough. Mary Vargo tried to force a turnover, but instead it's back into the hands of McCullough off the timeline. Long pass to the corner in Moriel, who will back it out to Wetzel. Wetzel guarded by Prilla. The freshman on the senior. Wetzel can't convert. Radulovic, second chance at it though. Bounces off and Niles is able to get out of the pack with the rebound.
Really unfortunate events for Peters. They are getting the opportunities, just not being able to put those easy shots in the hoop.
Was poked from behind by Welsh and out of bounds as Kelsey Meyer checks in for Baldwin for the first time, wearing number 22. Isabella Niles off to the bench. Baldwin will inbound at the right side block. 4:18 to go in the first quarter of play. 4-1 Peters Township leads. Vargo into Meyer. Prilla comes up for a screen. She gets it out the feed from Bernadas. Jules Ott has space. Dribbles into a three. Can't hit it. Wetzel once again clears. Taylor McCullough trying to get around Vargo. Foul line jumper, bounces off. Rebound goes to Vargo.
Taylor McCullough attacked that rim. Clearly does not look like a freshman there. Great transition offense for Baldwin. No call was made.
A lot of contact down low as Welsh was battling with Ott. The ball's thrown out of bounds, but last touch by Baldwin. We'll stay here with Peters Township. 3:42 to go in the first quarter, and Baldwin doesn't have a field goal yet.
Unbelievable, but you know what I really am liking seeing? Mary Vargo. She is that defender that's causing a lot of disturbance, not allowing Peters to get set up and transition easily. She's right there getting deflections and causing balls to go out of bounds.
And Baldwin calls her the Energizer Bunny on their team.
I love that.
Who just completely brings the energy in every aspect of the game. As it's thrown into Wetzel, the Miami commit. To the corner and an open look for McCullough. Bounces off the mark again. Wetzel on the rebound, can't finish. Second chance at it though, she finishes on the left side block.
Wow, that's the first offensive rebound and putback that actually went in for Peters.
Great play by Natalie Wetzel to be able to follow her own shot and athleticism to get from one side of the block to the other as quick as she did.
Yeah.
Gave Baldwin no chance.
Definitely being relentless there.
And Vargo's shot gets blocked by Wetzel. She's able to recover though. And off a couple of crossovers will go to Prilla. Gets it back. Wants to try to take advantage of the height matchup, but not there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm seeing that they have a Miami University recruit guarding their smallest point guard, right? Expose that. Bring Mary out and play maybe 4-man game, right? And keep your biggest defender outside of the paint and see what you can do with your other players.
Well, you're talking about a foot difference.
Exactly. That's
Mary
what I'm saying.
Vargo,
Keep
Natalie
Mary
Wetzel.
out of there.
Bernardis is able to get it to bounce in.
Yeah.
First field goal for Baldwin, under 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, with Natalie Wetzel well away from the paint, they had success.
To the corner, and Moriel swung around. Wetzel back to the corner. Open shot right side. Once again misses for Welsh. Baldwin's able to clear. Peters goes one and done. Bernardis has Jules Ott cutting to the basket. Bernardis takes it all the way in, can't finish. We'll go to the line.
Bernardis' body control was great right there. She was able to control that ball, initiate the contact, get that shot off, and she's going to get rewarded with 2 foul shots.
Daniela Radulovic called for the foul. That's her second in the quarter. So Lindsay Bernardis will go to the line, shooting 2. Can't hit the first. Had a 20-point performance against Thomas Jefferson last week for the Fighting Highlanders.
And I'm just new to this gym. I haven't been here for quite some time, but amazing that they have their Jumbotron right there. It's class act, amazing to see Baldwin and what they do for their student athletes. Very cool on there.
Yeah, it's a new video board as of a couple of years ago. It's going all the way to the basket. Sopko wasted no time, stopping right into the game and scoring for 2. As Prilla drives. Can't finish. Gets her own miss, though, and goes to Kelsey Meyer. Swung around Mary Vargo, tries a straight on 3. Knew she missed it, looks for the rebound, but Wetzel is able to pull it away. Up the floor to Moriel. Good pass. Sopko, 2 shots, 2 buckets.
Great transition offense for the Peters Township team, and here it's returned on Baldwin.
But Kelsey Meyer is able to answer with her left hand.
This is turning into a little bit of a track meet here. I like seeing this fast pace.
And Wetzel dribbles into an open shot, but traveled first.
Baldwin gets bailed out right there with that unforced turnover. Looked like when she came to her jump stop into her shot, they called that extra step, and turnover, ball goes Baldwin's way.
Yeah, a little bit of a hop there before the shot.
And sometimes, you know, you watch basketball and you're like, would they call that in the boys' game and things like that? But
they don't call that in the NBA.
Yeah, exactly.
Prilla with it and goes to Ott. Prilla, right side block. Just can't get it to roll in, but we'll shoot 2 at the foul line.
Perilla doing things that a freshman is challenged today. She's playing against 2 6'3" seniors exactly, and she's not backing down at all.
Take a look at the last sequence of buckets with Sopko hitting 2 layups on the right side of the floor. And Kelsey Meyer wide open at the left side block, able to score for Baldwin, and now make it a 3-point game with Prilla. An opportunity to make it 2, and does. She makes both. 10-8 now, so Baldwin's done a pretty nice job of being able to slow down the tempo. Peters likes playing up-tempo. It's a Peters Township team. The average is 55 points per game. Bounces off the mark, and Prilla is able to recover.
Yeah, fortunately for Baldwin, Peters is not making a lot of their shots that they typically do make, and they're answering well offensively.
Sopko clears off the miss from Niles. Minute to go in the quarter. 2-point lead for Peters Township. Sopko all the way in, gives it up. Offensive foul before the pass. Is the first on Alina Sopko.
Yeah, way to go for Mary Vargo, putting her body in there. And you saw Sopko bringing the ball up. She has the vision. She saw that she has a dish down, but she took it and initiated that contact, and the charge is called. Great job for Mary Vargo being unselfish and sacrificing her body for her team.
Not a lot of substitutions in the first quarter. 2 teams that rely on their starting lineup pretty heavily. Not a lot of players that come off the bench, as Niles has it up top. Guarded by Moriel, gives it over to Vargo. Vargo against Wetzel, pretty fun matchup to watch between 2 senior leaders for their teams, as Niles gets double teamed and has to back it out and goes to Vargo. Niles gets it back. Looks for Prilla.
I think this is their best offense, keeping Natalie Wetzel out of the paint, allowing the other team to attack, right? All 4 of the other players. So if Mary has to stay out, that might really benefit Baldwin.
And Vargo called here for an offensive foul, as McCullough ran right into her, and Vargo moving a little bit too much on the screen attempt. Do you think that was worth
I don't
calling
know.
an
I
offensive
looked
foul?
like she could have called it a reach if she called it a second later too, so tough call there.
Sacco inside, left hand finishes. That's 6 points for Peters.
Exactly, coming off the bench, giving some great minutes for her team.
And Peters Township takes a 12-8 lead to the second quarter of play. Indians out in front, 6-0 in section play. And so far, so good for Peters.
Lincoln Park's film and broadcast track, in my opinion, is the way to go. The reason being is because you learn industry standard, and right out of high school you can land a job.
Doing that real world experience and hearing it from a teacher that's worked in the field, you get all those things that you'll automatically be able to do. It is actually so much fun to do a lot of different stuff that other people don't get to do anywhere.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair?
Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Never! I'm the king of the
I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
At Pizza Baldwin, the name says it all. Try one of our pizzas, subs, wings, salads, or calzones today. We use fresh, high-quality cheese every day to ensure the best-tasting pizza in Baldwin. Our homemade pizza sauce and vast selection of toppings will be sure to leave you saying, Visit us at 5001 Curry Road at the Curry Commons Plaza, or give us a call at 412-885-1005. We're also now hiring all positions.
One-point lead for Peters Township as we go to the second quarter of play at Baldwin High School on SportsNet Pittsburgh. High school hoops in the Steel City between Peters Township and Baldwin. Baldwin basketball attacking the left side basket as you see it. Austin Bechtold and Rachel Zimmerman alongside. Lindsay Bernardis looks to attack. One-on-one with Moriel. Bernardis puts it up, can't finish. Bounces around a couple of the times. And Peters Township is able to corral. Bernardis tried to knock it away from Welsh. And Welsh throws it away. But last touched by Bernardis.
Bernardis did a great job staying with her shot after. That was definitely a designated play set up to get a quick score for them. But she kept that defensive possession alive for them.
McCullough with it, gives it to Morial. They look to set up Wetzel down low. Wetzel can't finish, rebound to Niles. Hannah Prillo, the freshman, has done a nice job of guarding Wetzel so far, only 2 points in the game.
Yeah, Coach Jamal Woodson said that's going to be the difference. He had a different matchup last game whenever they played Peters in December, and he wanted to put her on Wetzel there because she's the size and she's very physical. He believes that as a freshman, she could shut her down.
Wetzel on the steal as Bernardis just bounced it to no man's land. Moriel throws it up to Welsh. Welsh up top, is able to swing it to McCullough. McCullough drive, tried to pass it, last touch by Prilla out of bounds.
Great help defense right there. Hannah Perella really answering to the defensive call that she's been put on today.
So how about Wetzel also is the inbounder.
Yeah.
Gets it into Welsh. True do-it-all player, and McCullough falls to the ground at the right side block as she's fouled off the ball.
I think Taylor McCullough kind of sold that one a little bit. She knew that that play definitely designated it. She's setting a screen in for the inbounder to curl off. That probably was well rehearsed for her.
Foul goes on Hannah Prilla, her first. Wetzel, double team comes from Bernatis. They almost force a steal. Into the hands of Welsh. Welsh, once again, the double team comes from Baldwin. Looks for an outlet, goes to Wetzel, puts it up, a lot of contact, and this time a foul on the second chance shot.
Wetzel did a great job cutting down the lane right there for that dish. Followed her shot, and that's the opportunity that they're missing right now. If they were making these extra layups, granted there was a lot of contact there, and she'll have her opportunity to make these free throws.
Natalie Wetzel was the Trib preseason player of the year in 5A and makes the first. Peters Township was voted the #1 team in 5A by the Trib as well. A lot of great things going for them. A team that won the title in 2019, but 5 seasons ago, as Wetzel makes them both.
Yeah, not every day you have at least one 6'3" player in girls basketball on a team, and they actually have 2. But yeah, it's definitely led by Natalie Wetzel. And talking to Coach, she chose Miami over 40 scholarships, which definitely speaks to how talented she is and what she has to offer.
And I asked Steve, why did she choose Miami? And his response was basically, why not choose
yeah, why
Miami?
wouldn't you choose Miami when you're stuck at learning online right now because of the temperatures here in Pittsburgh?
Jules Ott looks outlet and goes to Bernatis. 6-point lead for Peters Township. Bernatis drives, puts it up, right hand finishes.
Great take by Bernatis right there, and the help defense was not adjusting.
Taylor McCullough is able to get around Bernatis to the corner. Wetzel, open shot, left side, drains it. Moneyball Natalie Wetzel. She now has 7 points, 5 in the quarter.
And that's exactly what Wetzel can do and offers programs like Miami. She can score inside, and she has a great 3-ball. Look at Mary Vargo trying to take another charge for her. She leads her team in that, and unfortunately that was not called for there.
Wetzel lost the basketball after forcing the steal. Tried to go all the way in, and yeah, just lost it. Didn't seem like it was poked away by Vargo. Jules Ott brings it up in a 7-point game. 17-10, Peters with the lead. Bounce pass is knocked away by Welsh. McCullough double teamed. Timeout called by Peters. 5:29 to go.
Yeah, that entry pass by Jules Ott was a little bit forced right there. Definitely well scouted by Peters, knowing to deny that. But here's a look at Bernatis taking that ball down, finishing strong with the right hand.
Another look at the Wetzel 3 right in front of the Baldwin bench. As Baldwin, Rachel, today has kind of been hesitant on their passes. They've thrown a lot of bounce passes that have seemingly not gone anywhere, and not a lot of movement off the ball either.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't know if that may be Baldwin's game plan. Slow it down, take every possession, and make this as close as a game as possible.
So Baldwin averaging about 57 points per game. They're in a pretty similar realm. Both teams, Peters Township at 58.5, Baldwin 56.5. Peters Township, though, defensively has been terrific this season. They only allow an average of 40 points per game, and they score 58. That's second in the section to Thomas Jefferson at 64. But Peters Township has beaten TJ earlier this year. The Jaguars, whose only section loss has come to the Peters Township Indians. They had a scare against Baldwin last Tuesday in a 65-60 final where Thomas Jefferson was able to win it. Baldwin's last win came against Mount Lebanon, 44-32. Peters Township had previously won 7 games in a row since playing Strongsville, Ohio on December 20th in Florida.
Yeah, and last Friday they played Old Tangy. They're another team in Ohio, and they lost kind of by a big margin, 56-39.
Wetzel's floater's good right in front of Vargo.
And what Coach Steve Limberio says is he plans these games, he schedules these teams that are out of the state that are going to improve his team down the road, especially during the Whitfield Championship search and state drive.
Lacey Bernatis in for Baldwin, 21, gives it up to Vargo. Vargo gets a screen from Ott. Wetzel switches back on and has to give it up to Bernatis.
Yeah, there's a lot of standing around right now, so but it looks like Bernadas always is going to have that green light, right?
Yeah, the sophomore, one of the best players on the team for Baldwin. Very aggressive. Same thing with Vargo. He's trying to get around Wetzel, but good defense for the 6'3 forward. As Ott gives it up to Vargo. Mary Vargo drives in right hand on the left side, can't finish. Wetzel with another rebound.
Yeah, incredible way to get that shot off whenever you're getting guarded by somebody that's over a foot taller than you.
Have to try to get creative as Wetzel averages 20.5 points per game and 11.5 rebounds. All the way in, layup doesn't go.
And Wetzel crashes the boards, doesn't grab the offensive board, but swats it out trying to get it to a guard on the perimeter, goes out of bounds.
Half the quarter gone by in the second as Baldwin is able, only scored 2 points in the second quarter of play, 7 for Peters Township. Lacey Bernadas up top, gives it to her sister Lindsay. Ott has it, spinning around McCullough and gets fouled.
Great take by Ott, and that's what Baldwin's going to need to do. Attack, initiate that contact, because you have a lot of size that you have to get that shot off. So expect to get fouled and make up for points right now on the free throw line with no time off the clock.
It's the first foul on Taylor McCullough. Jules Ott to the line, makes the first. She had 20 points against Peters Township the last time these two teams met. That's her first point of the night. Ott, a junior 5'6" guard.
She's a great shooter, too. She had 3 3-pointers against Mount Lebanon in their most recent game, so she's definitely a weapon behind the arc.
Can't hit the second, though. Another rebound for Wetzel. Wouldn't be surprised to see her exceed 12 on the night. 3-pointer off the mark for Morial. Second chance at it, though. Good pass to Wetzel for the layup.
Yeah, right there, Baldwin went into a little bit of a zone, trying to mix up that defense, keep Peters guessing. Sure, they put up a shot, but you got to be in rebounding position. And unfortunately, when you're against a 6'3" player, it's going to be hard to do.
Bernadas off balance, can't finish. Sopko back into the game. Double team comes, gives it over to Welsh. Now a corner shot for Wetzel that's drained. Natalie Wetzel has come alive in the second quarter. 14 points in the game, 12 in the second.
Nothing but net on her three. She's definitely practices inside and out on her game.
Ott gets fouled on her way to the basket. And once again, a foul on McCullough, now second.
You're starting to see a little bit of a trend with Ott right here, attacking the rim and initiating that contact.
Ott was 1 of 2 at the line the last time she was at the charity stripe. Mary Vargo set the check in for Baldwin, as well as Maddie Mell, a sophomore 5'6" guard for Peters, after the free throw. First one for Ott's good. So Lindsay Bernadas comes off for Baldwin. And Taylor McCullough with the 2 fouls will take a seat for Peters.
I'm loving looking over at Coach Jamal Woodson's outfits. I know he's always styling. He has these bright gold tennis shoes on today, matching his blazer.
Bright gold. You should have seen the purple suit that he wore a couple of games ago.
I did.
Pretty impressive wardrobe.
Amazing.
That Jamal has. Runs Slam AAU basketball, always around the basketball circuit as this team's able to force a turnover into the hands of Mary Vargo.
That great double down on Wetzel there, causing a turnover.
Niles drives. Looks towards the hoop, but outlets to Vargo, who pulls up from 3 and drains it. Moneyball Mary Vargo. Her first points of the game is a triple to make it 24-16.
Big time 3 for Mary Vargo, right in the face of Wetzel.
Wetzel will pull up right in front of Vargo and answers. Wetzel, 17 points.
Anything you can do, I can do better, right? Knocking down that 3.
And Baldwin had done a pretty nice job in the first quarter of containing Wetzel. She was a sleeping giant that awoken in the second quarter.
Absolutely. And when you think of you're playing against a 6'3" player, where are you going to get your points? And you would assume underneath, but she's definitely changing that narrative today.
Ott is able to draw another foul. She was driving to the basket. It goes on Sopko, her second. It's on the floor, though, so Baldwin will inbound at the right side block. He'll be thrown in by Lacey Bernadas. Into Kelsey Meyer, who turns around, has a lane. Foul first, though, on the floor. No shot.
Yeah, Baldwin is definitely has a change of mentality since the first quarter. They're now attacking, looking to initiate the contact. I've been saying that all night now, which is really great. They could get that may make a big difference later in the game with foul trouble.
Jordan Wells picks up her second foul. It's now the 4th foul on Peters Township in the quarter. Next one will put them in the penalty. Niles bounce pass to Bernardis that was knocked away. Good hand from Maddie Mell. Up the floor to Wetzel. Wetzel off balance, finishes past Vargo.
And Mary Vargo was right there. Great pass ahead, but the pass was right on perfection. But when you're that undersized, it's going to be hard to steal.
Vargo, again, trying to get around Wetzel and clapped her hands afterwards as Bella Niles travels, and frustration for Baldwin not being able to get going offensively. It's pretty hard when Natalie Wetzel, who's wearing shoes as bright as your team colors, bright purple, is balling out on your home floor. Sopko bounce passes it into the hands of Lindsay Bernardis. Bernardis, long pass up the floor, looking for Niles, is deflected by Moriel and taken by Peters.
Yeah, unfortunately, you get a great steal, looking up to advance. There's Mary Vargo still hustling, going up to the stands.
She went 7 rows up in the stands as she tried to save it from going out of bounds.
Wow, she's quite an athlete. Definitely a power player for her team. She's also getting recruited to play at Pitt Greensburg as a dual athlete, playing soccer and basketball.
Tried to knock it away from Wetzel, but ends up instead drawing a foul. It's the second on Vargo.
But yeah, any opportunity that Baldwin has had to get a stop, it looks like you advance the ball, it turns over, which can be, there you go, good deflection by Lindsay Bernardis there.
And we're talking about Vargo. She comes from a family, a really tough family. 2 brothers. Luke Vargo, Josh Vargo are 2 brothers that really roughed her up playing basketball a lot.
They prepared her for this.
Prepared her to play as one of the most physical players for Baldwin, one of the most physical teams in the entire WPIAL. As Sopko's shot doesn't go, it's deflected out of bounds, last touched by Wetzel.
That's what Coach Limberio said about this Baldwin team. They are tough, they are scrappy, they are physical, so we need to be prepared for all of that, and that's definitely led by the charge of Mary Vargo.
Final minute of the half, 29-16, Peters Township in front. Down low to Meyer, and again, Baldwin not able to get something going, but able to keep the possession. Almost turned it over to Peters.
Yeah, Peters averages 7 steals a game. They're definitely in the passing lane, getting hands on all the loose balls.
Bernardis up top in the last 30 seconds.
Looks like they might be working this for the last shot, but that's Marielle.
How about Bree Moriel on the other end? Steal and score, 31-16 Peters. Jules Ott tries to answer. Foul line jumpers off the front of the rim. Niles on the offensive rebound. Tried to dribble, but she threw it off of Welsh's foot. Results in a jump ball with the possession error favoring Peters Township. And the Indians decided to call timeout for the last possession with 10.3 left.
Yeah, just right there. Baldwin had the ball, 30 seconds left, looking to work that ball for the last shot. That was Bree Marielle that got the defensive steal, goes in for a layup, and there they tie the ball up again, and now it's Peters' ball just like that.
And Peters Township leading Section 4 of 5A, 13-2 overall. And again, the 2 losses come to teams that are not even in the area of Western Pennsylvania. They're 6-0 in section play. Thomas Jefferson's lone loss is to Peters, also at 13-2. And it's really just a stack of teams, Bethel Park, Baldwin, and Trinity, fighting for playoff position. You want to be one of those top 4 teams with Trinity, Albert Gallatin, and Uniontown currently the bottom third. Albert Gallatin and Uniontown, 2 rebuilding programs. But Baldwin, Bethel Park, and Trinity have an opportunity to get in. But games like this are what can build your resume if you can win it.
Yeah, it would shock the whole Whitfield and definitely put an exclamation mark on next to Baldwin.
Wetzel,
look at that range.
Deep shot, can't hit it though before the buzzer. And Peters Township goes to the break with a double-digit lead, 31-16. The Indians out in front against the Fighting Highlanders. A good start to the game for Peters Township. Looking to try to go to 7-0 in section play and continue their trek toward a WPIAL championship. Halftime is next from Baldwin.
Park's film and broadcast track, in my opinion, is the way to go. The reason being is because you learn industry standard, and right out of high school you can land a job.
Doing that real world experience and hearing it from a teacher that's worked in the field, you get all those things that you'll automatically be able to do. It is actually so much fun to do a lot of different stuff that other people don't get to do anywhere.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine, and Ryan's, and our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work, to bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
The Steel City High School Hoops Showcase on SportsNet Pittsburgh here at Baldwin High School, where the Peters Township Indians lead at 31-16, 5A section play in the South Hills of Pittsburgh. Asta Bexhold and Rachel Zimmerman alongside. It's halftime at Baldwin, where the section game, Peters Township won it by 20+ in the last matchup. Baldwin scored 8 points in each quarter. Natalie Wetzel came alive in the second quarter, scoring 17 points for Peters Township. No one else scored in the second quarter. We'll talk more about her impact coming up. But the high school hoops schedule is ramped up here on SportsNet Pittsburgh with tonight's matchups, boy-girl doubleheader with Peters Township and Baldwin. It'll be followed up by a plethora of games on the 25th on Saturday. Baldwin is at North Hills. Knock against Bell Vernon, and Penn Hills at Aliquippa, with those games being played at North Hills in the North Hills tournament. North Hills will also be featured at Pine Richland on January 28th, followed by 2 games at Chartiers Valley, South Fayette and Blackhawk. The girls for Char Valley, and then the boys will take the floor against Blackhawk, and a fan vote on February 7th to wrap up the regular season schedule of games in the Steel City. Other games around the area today include Trinity playing at Thomas Jefferson, which is also a 6 o'clock game, a doubleheader at TJ, not too far away from here, the neighboring district for Baldwin. Franklin Regionals at Penn Hills, and Indiana is at Kiski. Other games in 5A action with Char Valley, Montour, Newcastle, Moon, South Fayette, and West Allegheny playing yesterday. Albert Gallatin's game at Bethel Park was postponed. The only other game in section play that was scheduled over the last 2 days. Highlights are next when you return to Baldwin. Jamal Woodson trying to fire up his team in a 15-point game. His halftime speech as the Fighting Highlanders take the floor for Baldwin to begin the second half of play. Austin Bechtold and Rachel Zimmerman alongside, as the first half highlights included a lot from Peters Township in the second quarter. The first quarter was pretty much dead even. A 12-8 game. Baldwin was keeping contained against Peters Township. Natalie Wetzel only had 2 points. And when you look up at the scoreboard and see the differential now, you must think, wow, somebody either really took over or Peters has just put it all together as a team. That's the case, but Natalie Wetzel is the driving force. Why?
Yeah, Natalie Wetzel is as good as advertised. Clearly getting it done behind the arc. 3 threes in that second quarter, getting her team well ahead now in this game. And her team looks to her, right? They're dishing down and doing a great job of finding their key player.
And she's played well in the post today. She's done a good job of really doing all areas, playing around the block, running the break, blocking shots for Baldwin.
Offensive boards.
And Peters Township has done a good job of being able to get her open looks. Who Steve Lamberio called the best player in the Whippeal.
Yeah,
you can see why.
She's definitely making her a call for that, absolutely. And all of her shots are just going in. They're just not even rattling the rim.
So Wetzel with 19. Elena Sopko has 6 for Peters. Taylor McCullough with 2, and Bree Morial with 2 as well for Peters Township. Lindsay Renatus had 5 pretty quick points for Baldwin, but then cooled off a little bit in the second quarter. Jules Ott with 3 in the game. Same thing with Mary Vargo. Vargo, who's one of the leading scorers for Baldwin, only with 3 points. Hannah Prilla, Bella Niles, and Kelsey Meyer also factoring into the scoring as the second half is next. When you return to Baldwin High School in a 31-16 game, the Indians lead it.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair?
Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! One gang up! Never! I'm the king of the
Oh, I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
Keep it here all month long as JRM Sports brings you the best high school basketball matchups in the Whippeal. This is Steel City High School Hoops. All the dunks, the buzzer beaters, and the three-pointers. Only on SportsNet Pittsburgh.
Baldwin ball to begin the second half of play in a 31-16 game. Kelsey Meyer will throw it in, and Baldwin will attack the right side basket as you see it. Austin Bechtold and Rachel Zimmerman alongside High School Hoops on SportsNet Pittsburgh. Mary Vargo throwing it down well, looking for Meyer. Once again, Natalie Wetzel almost knocked it away. Bernatis throws it to Vargo. Up for 3, and in. Mary Vargo able to capitalize on the first possession.
A great way to start this half for Baldwin.
Wetzel up top. Now Welsh, Radulovic, Wetzel. Moriel has an open 3 straight on and hits it. Back-to-back threes on both ends of the floor as Moriel answers the Vargo triple.
Yeah, Peters Township moved the ball really well there.
Vargo goes all the way through the paint, circles back around and bounces it to Prilla. Jump shot in. Baldwin with baskets on back-to-back possessions after scoring only 8 points in each quarter.
What a great way to start this half.
Welsh with it to Radulovic. They're trying to set up Wetzel on the block. Radulovic throws it around to McCullough. Taylor McCullough up for three. Off the mark. It's knocked out of bounds, and we'll go to Baldwin.
Yeah, Peters is definitely looking to do some high-low action. It's just not getting fed down there because Baldwin is playing stealthy defense.
Vargo and Moriel able to hit 2 triples to start the half. As Prilla looks for an outlet. Jewel Zott swung around to Vargo right near the Baldwin bench. Vargo in front of the foul line. Bounces it off the window and in.
Vargo saying, let's get this game back in action, and she's taking the lead with it.
Vargo already with more points in the third quarter than in the first half combined. As McCullough drives all the way in, can't get it to spin in. Wetzel, though, offensive rebound, will shoot 2. And Jamal Woodson is yelling from the Baldwin bench to Hannah Prilla and I think any others to box out and saying you're not going to be able to out-jump Natalie Wetzel, who's 6'3". It's a pretty tough challenge to do so.
You got to find her and clear her out because it's going to be a long second half if she has opportunities to score off of putbacks.
Wetzel is able to hit.
Yeah, she's a great free throw shooter.
At 21 points. She's 4-4 at the line. Lindsey Bernatis drives, spins inside the paint. Radulovic is there to help force the errant shot.
Radulovic really is clogging up a lot of space in that paint, making that isolation very difficult to score. All of Baldwin's players were on the other side of the floor.
Foul called on Mary Vargo. It's her third. It's 2 quick fouls on Baldwin in the quarter. McCullough throws it cross court to the corner. 3-pointer up for Moriel. Bounces off the mark.
Moriel read that screen beautifully. She saw her defense cheat up the lane, and she decided to flare and called that out.
Vargo steps into a long 2. But Kelsey Myers able to track down the rebound. Vargo had to go through her hands or else maybe had an open shot to shoot from straight on.
Sometimes you think about, I'm going to shoot this right now. I have the shot before you catch it. Causes that ball to be bounced around.
Not like a wide receiver in football, you just kind of take your eyes off the ball.
Right, wasn't that Baltimore's player, right? Their tight end, Andrews? You would think he caught that second 2-point conversion all the time.
And it could be the difference in a game, but Vargo tried to respond, missed, and last touch by Prilla.
I love seeing Vargo take control of her team and showing them, hey, yeah, we're undersized, but let's keep attacking.
Welsh gets it into Wetzel. Wetzel with a lot of space, gives it up Radulovic. Back to Wetzel, layup, off the mark, rebound Vargo.
Yeah, classic give and go right there. Didn't go for Peters. Great
Vargo.
find.
Good feed to Ott. Off the back of the rim, though, and McCullough takes it. Who's got a wide open Wetzel. Natalie Wetzel goes up and scores.
Sometimes you get rewarded when you don't get back on defense, right?
Transition buckets.
There we go.
Be very critical to growing the lead as well, which Peters Township has been able to do. Now a 15-point advantage. Prilla with it inside the paint. Right hand gets blocked by Radulovic. Into the hands of Bernatis, though. Lindsey Bernatis backs into a 3 and hits it. Money ball for Lindsey Bernatis. She now has 8 points.
Yeah, big time 3 for her. Her body momentum was going away, and she sank that.
Welsh tries to respond. Radulovic, offensive rebound.
Radulovic in the right place at the right time. No white bodies found her to put a box out.
Vargo drives, steps back, gives it to Prilla. Foot on the line. Can't hit. Another rebound for Jordan Welsh. Wetzel, why not? Steps into a 3. Nothing but net. Natalie Wetzel, 26 points in the game.
Yeah, Hannah Perilla just wasn't sure what to do. You see her D'ing up, you protect the paint, but that's the difference with Natalie Wetzel being able to stick it behind the arc.
And this is just the powerful presence that Peters Township has on both ends of the floor. The ability to blink and be up by 15 plus.
Yeah, so many weapons, and they get it done on both ends, right?
Wetzel, why not? Another three, back-to-back triples. Natalie Wetzel, 29 in the game.
5 threes for her tonight, amazing.
And a timeout called by Baldwin. Reinforcements are coming in from off the bench. Isabella Niles and J.C. Klingensmith set to check in, but no one is stopping Natalie Wetzel tonight.
Yeah, you got to pick your poison, right? Like, protect the paint. Transition D, behind the three.
Especially because her speed and quickness, too, for being 6'3", and how nimble she is of being able to get around defenders. It shows why she's a Division I player and is the best in all of girls basketball that Western Pennsylvania has to offer.
No doubt, and her handles are uncanny for somebody of her size. A lot to offer. She's going to be a hard to guard to stop in the state tournament for sure.
And this is a team that is broken down with a decent amount of seniors, but also 2 freshmen, Jordan Welsh and Taylor McCullough, both freshmen on this team. And part of, you wonder, they play so many games that become blowouts. You want to play some closer games, and that's kind of what Steve Lamberia said those games against teams in Ohio, teams against Florida was about. Being challenged to get against those teams. They know they're good. They know that there are a lot of good teams in this area as well, like Thomas Jefferson especially in section play. Second chance that they'll have to play the Jaguars is coming up pretty shortly, but
yeah, but
that's a big test for them.
Big picture for them. They lost and came into Elite 8 in the state, and that's what they want to do. They lost to NA last year, who won the Whitfield Championship. That's where they want to be right now, and that's what this other outside of state competition is. Great look and finish.
Kelsey Meyer able to capitalize on the pass from Lindsey Bernardis. To the corner, and Morial with an open three and draining it. Nothing but net for Bree Morial. It's her second triple of the game. Give her 8 on the night.
And that's what Peters is just brutal about. You think you could make a shot, you're back in this game, and they answer. Don't even give you much time to hold on to that hope.
The lead has grown to 21. Bernardis all the way in. Can't finish. Wetzel pulls down the rebound.
Yeah, she was reaching for that, trying to keep that ball alive, but with that size advantage, all Natalie Wetzel has to do is hold that up.
McCullough drives in, sidestep, can't finish, bounces into the hands of Isabella Niles. Niles up the floor with Vargo and Meyer on a 3-on-3. He's able to give it up to Bernardis. Long range three, off the back of the rim. Long rebound is crowded by Wetzel again. Wetzel tried to throw it up the floor for Morial, but it's stolen away by Baldwin. Here's Bernardis, not able to finish. Welsh rips down the rebound. Trying to clear it out. Welsh throws it up for grabs to Wetzel, who throws a long-range pass to McCullough. McCullough thrown away. Taken by Bella Niles. We'll see if Baldwin slows it down a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit of an uncharacteristic turnover right there by Taylor McCullough. Pull that out. Wait until you get your numbers. She's working hard to get it back on defense.
Deflected the ball away from Niles. Had to pick up her dribble.
Yeah, the future is definitely bright for Peters Township with those 2 freshmen. They already have several Division I scholarship offers between Jordan Welsh and Taylor McCullough.
No doubt, 2 really good players. A lot of talent there as J.C. Klingensmith tries a 3 near the Baldwin bench. Nothing but net for J.C. Klingensmith. On the money ball 3. Her first shot of the game is true.
JC is known as a shooter for this Baldwin team. She's right up there with Lacey Bernardis as being the top shooters from outside and answered big time there.
Wetzel right near the bench. Gives it up to Radulovic.
Yeah, look at Wetzel moving up, entry passing to her post player, moving along the perimeter like a guard does.
Bernardis dribbles through traffic after the missed shot. Tries to give it up to Niles just to save it from going out of bounds, but can't.
Yeah, the idea was definitely there.
Maddie Mell returns for Peters, 22, and Alina Sopko for 13 back in for Peters. As Jules Odd is back for Baldwin, Bella Niles will take a seat.
Yeah, this is our first time seeing Baldwin with the full court press.
Gets it into Sopko. Sopko gets around Bernadas, still driving in. Dishes, foul line jumper inside the foul line. Up and good for Maddie Mell, her first points.
Yeah, that press did not phase Peters at all. They broke that pretty easily.
15 seconds for Vargo. Goes to Klingensmith, who gets blocked by Radulovic.
Yeah, you got to know who's guarding you right there when you have a 6'3" defender in your face. Hard to get that shot off.
Sopko to the corner, swung around, trying to get it off in time. It is, but shot no good for Maddie Mell. And we go to the fourth in a 20-point game, 51-31. Peters Township extends the lead at Baldwin.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services, including camera inspection and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
Disney Descendants and Zombies Worlds Collide Concert Tour. A one-of-a-kind concert experience coming summer 2025. Live on stage, singing all the hits. Tickets on sale now at DescendantZombiesLive.com.
From our kitchen to your front door, delivering the best pizza in Baldwin. Pizza. The name says it all.
Keep it here all month long as JRM Sports brings you the best high school basketball matchups in the Whitfield. This is Steel City High School Hoops. All the dunks, the buzzer beaters, and the three-pointers. Only on SportsNet Pittsburgh.
(51-31) as we go to the fourth quarter of play from Baldwin High School. Peters Township a commanding lead. We're going to go to 14-2 overall and continue their unbeaten streak in section play. Mary Vargo looks to force a steal against Sopko. Ball is on the floor and rolling out of bounds towards the Baldwin bench. Last touch by Peters.
Wow. Mary Vargo, I love what she does on the defensive end. She's getting things done offensively too, but really she is the spark that is keeping this Baldwin
The Energizer
team.
Bunny.
Yeah, exactly. I love that name for her. Definitely fitting. But Baldwin, you know, as they're down 20, but that last quarter was their best production throughout the whole game. They scored 15 points in the third quarter, which was the most that they did all game long.
But Peters scored 20 in the third to further grow the lead. It's hard to be able to make up the deficit with Kelsey Meyer going up against Radulovic and swings it out to Ott. Ott gets it blocked by Wetzel. Ott had 20
like a little
points.
Bit of a double dribble. Got away with it. Good finish.
Bernadas got it to go. Now in double figures with 10 points. Talking about Ott, who missed the last shot before the Bernadas attempt. She only has 3 points in this game, at 20 at Peters earlier this year. But Bernadas is able to knock it away. 2-on-1 emerges with Kelsey Meyer going up against Wetzel. Bounce pass taken by Wetzel and throwing up the floor to Moriel. He's able to corral it going up against Vargo and we'll just keep it for Wetzel and slow it down a little bit. To Radulovic. Sopko through traffic. Wetzel has an open three and we'll take it from the left side of the floor. Over 30 points for Natalie Wetzel. Give her 32 on the night. How many threes?
That would be her 6th. Unbelievable. She's feeling it for sure. And they are giving her a lot of space to get that shot off. Right now, with making 6 threes, I would be anywhere she goes.
Lacey Bernardis answers. Bernardis is Baldwin's three-point specialist who comes off the bench. Their younger sister, Lindsay, the starting point guard. Moriel gets it to roll in. Double figures for Bree Moriel on the night. Vargo looks to attack, gets around Wetzel. High off glass, can't finish. And Vargo goes 3 rows up into the stands. And Sopko throws it up the floor. Connects with Maddie Mel.
Look at her. She was just in the baseline stands, and she's right there to get that defensive rebound. That's
already back on
hustle.
defense.
Yeah. What coach doesn't love that?
Pretty impressive. As Bernardis drives all the way in, and Bernardis able to finish again.
Bernardis is timing on that. Great hesitation. She's paused a little bit, got that space to cut into the lane and finish.
Sopko can't finish with the left hand. Radulovic tries to grab the rebound, but instead it's Wetzel who outlets to Maddie Mel for 3. And it rolls in.
Maddie Mel given some good minutes off the bench for her Peters Township team.
Ott drives. Kelsey Meyer for 3, right side of the floor. An offensive affair is broken out in the 4th quarter as Kelsey Meyer is able to drain her first 3. Baldwin with 2 threes in the 4th quarter to go along with 2 buckets from Bernardis. Lindsay Bernardis with 4 points in the quarter. Lacey Bernardis hit a 3. Kelsey Meyer with a triple. Natalie Wetzel gets in on the fun even more. 34 on the night.
Wow, great job. She gets rid of the ball and knows there's no standing in basketball. I'm going to cut, and she was rewarded for that give and go.
Lindsay Bernardis looks back door. Tried to get it to Lacey Bernardis. Radulovic on the floor with Meyer to force a jump ball. The possession error will keep it here. 5:02 to go in the 4th quarter. It remains a 20-point game. Peters Township a 61-41 advantage. We take a look at the last scoring stretch. Wetzel able to drain the 3 for her 6th of the night. Lacey Bernardis able to answer on the other side for Baldwin. And Kelsey Meyer is able to finish on the left side block.
You know what I love about this Baldwin team, though, is they have that never say die mentality, and you can definitely see that. They're fighting.
And Radulovic is able to respond with another layup. They do play to the final whistle, but Peters Township has been the better team on both ends as McCullough got hit in the face after the pass. Layup for Morial is true. She has 12 points. And a timeout called by Peters Township. It's grown now to 22. And for Baldwin now, it's really just keep playing, keep hustling, and
yeah, I think
keep
that
up the effort.
Timeout was kind of necessary for Baldwin to take because his players didn't get back on that last transition. And we have not seen that in this team, right? We say that they are scrappy, they're fighting, they need a breather, get it together, and be able to get back on defense.
Peters Township, every one of their wins this season that have been against teams from the WPIL have been by 10 points or more. And they are a very hard team to score against. Do not give up a lot of points at all. Only 40 on the game. Baldwin's right around that mark at 43, just further exceeding it. When the last time that these two teams had met, Baldwin's offensive performance was right at 42 points. So they're pacing a little bit better at home than on the road. But Peters Township, overall, you look at the wins that they've had. Against Trinity, they gave up 33 points. Albert Gallatin, 29. Uniontown, 21. Bethel Park, 35. It's a team that's long defensively, doesn't let you attack the basket. There's not a lot of good ways to try to beat this team.
No, not at all. And if you find one way, I'm sure they're going to find another way to answer. And one thing was, who was expecting Natalie Wetzel to go lights out? 6 threes today so far, 34 points. It's remarkable. Yes, she is super talented, but she got hot today.
How about Mary Vargo on the step back? She's able to get it over top of Wetzel.
Yeah, that would be her third 3 for tonight, which is a great stat line on her end.
McCullough gives it up to Radulovic. Radulovic to the corner. Wetzel, another open 3 left side of the floor. This one rattles out, and the rebound goes to Isabella Niles.
Radulovic did a great job of realizing the double team, kicking it out to her shooter.
Niles all the way in, busts the layup. It's the first field goal for Isabella Niles, just 3 points. McCullough brings the ball up the floor. Brother's very active in sports. Brother Nick will be on the floor in a matter of moments when the boys team will play against Baldwin. Older brother Brendan plays football at Carnegie Mellon. Throws it over to Natalie Wetzel, who misses on the first chance. Second chance at it doesn't go.
How about
and
how
Vargo,
athletic she is, though? She got that hang time and just did a tap back. Didn't go in, though. But Mary does not care about this size. She's playing like a giant.
not at all. Mary Vargo only 5'4", going up against the 6'3" Natalie Wetzel. As Niles backs it out, the setup play. Looking for Lacey Bernadas.
And I think it definitely speaks volume to Vargo having the matchup of Natalie Wetzel guarding her, right? She's a weapon for this Baldwin team.
Vargo trying to keep it in bounds, just throws it behind her back up for grabs. Into the hands of Welsh, who gives it up to Wetzel. Another three-pointer. Misses long. Rebound goes to Niles. Good. Niles to Vargo. Vargo off one dribble for three. Left it short.
I don't know if she needed that extra dribble right there. It gave her defense some time to get in her face.
Bernadas puts it up. Inside the arc, gets a two. It seemed like two Baldwin players ran into each other there to force the errant pass from Peters Township as McCullough drives all the way in, right hand, can't finish. Radulovic on the offensive rebound will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, just that possession right there. McCullough did a great job going down the lane. The help defense wasn't necessarily there. She got the look that she wanted, didn't go in. Don't give this Peters Township an extra opportunity to score. Find the red jerseys, put your butt in their gut, and move them back.
Radulovic is able to hit the first. Here's a cool note about Peters Township. Graceland Blasey is set to take the floor for Peters' JV team in the Ox Gym after this. Her dad is Scott Blasey, the lead singer of the Clarks.
There you go, Penny
Pretty
on the
cool.
floor. I love that. He does a lot of singing for Duquesne. He's a big fan, or I should say Dan Burt, the head coach at Duquesne University, is a big fan of the Clarks and always gets him to come in and sing the national anthem. So very cool.
And they're going to try to get Graceland to sing the national anthem at some point at Peters this year. How about Lindsay Bernadas, another layup at the basket. She has 14.
Bernadas has really been a great attacker today in this game. Her vision and ability to get to the rim has been uncanny.
Timeout taken by Baldwin as the ball was in Lindsay Bernadas' hands. But they'll take a timeout in a 67-51 game. Baldwin narrowing the gap a little bit in the final couple of minutes. Make sure to follow us at JRM Sports for up-to-the-minute, real-time content and highlights from this game and others on Twitter, X, whatever you might call the app. You'll find the highlights there. Instagram and YouTube at JRM Sports. So 16-point game. Baldwin trailing Peters Township. What can you learn about your team if you're a coach or even if you're a player in these final 2 minutes, still trying to put some fight out there?
Well, I think for Baldwin's sake, think about where they played last time that they played Peters. They lost by 22. Right now, if it's at 16, you're making some strides and improvement. And one thing that you might have not accounted for in the scouting report was necessarily, we know that Natalie Wetzel is a great shooter, but was she going to go off and make 6 threes today? You know, that's something that might have not been necessarily in the plan for Baldwin, but what they are knowing is if they can get to the rim, they can score and get 51 points against a team that is a lot bigger, more physical than they are in terms of underneath play. That's got to give you a little bit of confidence in going against the teams that are a lot shorter in size.
Baldwin student section filling in for the boys game. Decked out in black and gold, their mini-thon t-shirts. Lacey Bernadas steps back for three, left it off the front of the rim. Wetzel, another rebound. Taylor McCullough trying to get around Jules Ott, but stepped out of bounds.
Taylor McCullough, freshman, handling the ball very well. She's expected to, you know, being a guard. But she comes from her mom, and a little bit background story. I got to talk to her mom before the game. She was a stellar player at Kent State University. I remember whenever I played, definitely the face of Kent at that time. And
Jules Ott able to spin her way to a bucket.
Great take by Jules Ott right there, getting back.
No shot, waved off on a travel. We talked about Jules Ott's impact in the last game with the 20 points. That was her first field goal of the night. Her 3 other previous points came at the foul line all in the second quarter. Huge difference in this game as Peters Township has done a good job of containing Ott offensively.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the benefit when you play a team for the second time. You have film and you know tendencies of players. You can be aware of that and have a game plan. We got to shut down Ott. She went off on us last game, but there's been other players today for Baldwin who have really stepped up. Lindsay Bernardis has done a great job. And I can't say enough about Mary Vargo today.
Great move by Lindsay Bernardis to get to the basket. She's got 8 points all in the quarter, 16 total in the game as Baldwin called another timeout. Fighting Highlanders have 1 remaining. In a 20-point game, it's now become 12. Not that much time left for Baldwin to try to factor in to the final here. Just trying to cut the deficit as close as possible, see if you can make something happen in the last 1 minute and change.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Jamal Woodson, you're thinking, okay, yeah, it's a 12-point game right now, and Ott isn't performing like she did the last time. So you put a little bit of these pieces together, and what he speaks about a lot, and I know you know this, Austin, is you don't want to peak at the right time.
Right.
And he's saying where they started this season and where they're going, he's pleased with the continued success and, improvement every game in and out. So if they can keep this as close as it is right now with the final minutes, I think he's got to be really proud of his team's fight today.
Vargo trying to poke it away from McCullough. McCullough goes all the way in, gets fouled. Baldwin is 8-7 on the season. A loss tonight would make it back at 500 at 8-8, but the record in section play would drop to 3-4, and that also makes it pretty difficult to make the playoffs.
Yeah, he was saying he's already, you play one game at a time, but has a little bit of the vision on his game on Thursday when they play Trinity. That's a must-win for Baldwin.
Bernardis knocks it into the hands of Vargo. Lindsay gets it back. Lindsay Bernardis drives all the way in. Left hand finishes again for the lefty, and another timeout called by Baldwin. It's gone to 10 with 52 seconds left in regulation.
Yeah, quick timeout right now. It looks like Baldwin's going to go ahead and make sure they're doing a full court press, keeping this game as close as possible.
We talk about the scoring for Peters Township. Natalie Wetzel has 34 points. Bree Moriel also in double figures with 12. Other than that, Daniela Radulovic has 6. Maddie Mell with 5. That all coming in the second half. Taylor McCullough has 2. Jordan Wells has not scored. Elena Sopko with 6, all in the first quarter of play. Wetzel has half their points and has just dominated offensively.
Yeah, and if you think about it, Wetzel comes into the game averaging a little bit over 20 points a game. So she's well over her average, and she's carrying this team. Rightly so, because that's what she's been getting so many accolades and recognition right now, because she can carry a team.
And her brother Jake also plays on the boys team. Natalie is 6'3", Jake is 6'8".
Yeah, this
pretty
is
good genes for basketball.
Great genes. Natalie's mom. Oh, we got to call timeout for
timeout by Peters.
Peters causing that 10-second call not to be made. Great defense on Baldwin's end, but yeah, Natalie's mom, she played at La Roche, so comes from some basketball genes, and definitely this will be a nice night out for a family. She can see both players or her children play at the same time. Dinner at the concession stand.
Dinner at the concession stand, indeed, with Natalie Wetzel going to Miami. Jake, a younger player, only a sophomore. I'm sure he'll have pretty big aspirations as well at 6'8", and continue to grow his skill set.
I would assume so, but when you have there's some benefits when you're the younger sibling of a player that's a star, right? You see the expectations and things that she's been exposed to, and Jake, I'm sure, is going to have aspirations to do the same.
They get it into Wetzel, but it's taken away. It was deflected by Wetzel. Vargo, Meyer can't finish. Wetzel gets the rebound, but a jump ball called as Kelsey Meyer and Bella Niles were trying to force it in the possession area favors Peters.
I love that. Mary Vargo there again, getting a steal. The ball didn't go in, but what happened there? They got the offensive rebound and the defensive rebound, and they made sure they tied that ball up.
Moriel gets over the timeline to McCullough. McCullough will back it out in the last 30 seconds. Baldwin trying to pressure and force a steal, but McCullough's done a good job to get back to half court. and try to burn more time. It's deflected by Bernatis, but no one went to grab the basketball. That would have been Meyer's decision. Welsh has it now.
Yeah,
Sopko, and how about Bernatis diving on the floor trying to force a steal, but instead of fouls called with 13.2.
Yeah, a lot of time went off the clock there. A thought of maybe trying to start that foul situation and get them on the free throw line and shorten the game there is an idea, but no calls are made, and it didn't look like there was any real attempt to get a foul.
And that's only the third foul on Baldwin in the quarter.
Yes, they needed to get that done a lot faster.
And Vargo trying to force a steal. We'll throw it over to Sopko in the last 5 seconds, and Peters Township will just dribble it out. 67-57. The Peters Township Indians improved to 14-2 on this season. And the second half of section play begins with a victory, now 7-0 in 5A Section 4. A 10-point victory for Peters Township. The Indians are now 11-0 against WPIAL teams. And again, it's a win by 10 points or more tonight against Baldwin.
Yeah, I think it was a great showing for girls basketball tonight, and especially for Peters Township, and seeing one of the greatest players in WPIAL talent right now, and that's Natalie Wetzel. She's here with us now. Natalie, congratulations on a great game, a great showing. You ended up with 34 points, 6 threes behind the arc. Would you say that is one of the best aspects of your game, or were you a little bit surprised to get that hot behind the three?
Yeah, I'd say versatility is a big part of my game, and so far this season I have been shooting very well from the three-point line, so they started falling, and I think I got that confidence back, so I hope to finish out the year, I hope I shoot that well still, but I definitely did not get off to a hot start this season from shooting threes, so yeah, it definitely is a big part of my game when I'm making them.
Yeah, they went in effortlessly. You were definitely on fire.
There's so many different ways that you can score, whether it be from behind the three-point arc. Your coach was telling me earlier today about your abilities in the post is significantly improved. What do you do to make sure you can hone your skill set so significantly to become the player that you are now as a senior?
Yeah, I mean, I started growing up, I was always playing back to the basket, so I always grew up with that post game, and then I started working on my guard skills, and just ever since then I've been combining both of them in my game and working on both of them, and just to have that versatility.
You advance another win today in your section, taking you 7-0. What are the ultimate goals for you as a team, but individually for the rest of the season?
Yeah, definitely. It's always been a goal of mine since freshman year to win a WPIAL championship and a state championship, and this is my last year, so I mean, it's the last chance too. So we're obviously going to give it everything we have, and that's the end goal.
Awesome. Congratulations. It was a great showing today by your team and you specifically. Congratulations for being player of the game.
Thank you so much.
Natalie, congratulations. 30.4 points in the victory. The Indians are now 14-2 overall, and next year you'll be able to not be in this 2-degree weather right now playing in Miami. That'll be pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
We really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Peters Township wins it 67-57. Against the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders, improved to 14-2, 7-0 in section play. Baldwin now an even 8-8 overall and 3-4 in 5A. Thanks to everyone on our production crew that made today possible, including Jake Mislichik, Ryan Milan, and the Bonity brothers running the main cameras. Evan Laurent and Corey Berger running our courtside cameras and main camera as well. For Rachel Zimmerman, I'm Austin Bechtold saying so long from Baldwin High School. Game 2 of our doubleheader, Peters Township and Baldwin boys will take the floor next on SportsNet Pittsburgh.